Hello everyone, welcome you all to today's class. And in today's class, again in continuation with permutations, so we will continue this session. And till now, as you know, permutation is the arrangement of objects taken some or all at a time. Okay, so till now we have been studying how to arrange the objects when they are in a line. It means you may think of the numbers formed by three-digit number formed out of some given digits. Yeah, we are given a particular word, suppose for example mathematics. So how many words with or without meaning can be formed? So all these arrangements specifically it is arranged in a line. Whether we write a number or we write a word. Okay, so now in today's topic, what we are going to cover, suppose for example, 10 friends, they are sitting around a round table. Okay, or you are making a necklace out of some given number of beads. Yeah, you are given some flowers. So you have to make a garland out of it. So all these cases now where we really do not arrange the objects in a line, yeah, in a row. So we are going to discuss such concept and some questions related to that concept. So let's begin our class. So here you see we are given the circle. So we are arranging the objects. Suppose for example, you see figure 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are given four objects A, B, C, D. You may take A, B, C, D are four persons and they are sitting around a round table. So whenever such cases, I mean the arrangement of objects, arrangement of people around a round table. Yeah, arrangement of objects around a circle. When such situation happens, so how to get the number of arrangements? Yeah, what will be the number of arrangements? So whether the number is 4, yeah, 6 or any number basically. So now let's discuss that. So whenever we have A, B, C, D, let A, B, C, D be four persons. So now A, B, C, D, they are sitting like this. In second figure you see, we just have shifted the place of A. That means again it is A, B, C, D. In third circle you see, again we have shifted the place of A, right? A, B, C, D, again here also. So in all the circles, in all the figures, 1, 2, 3, 4, in all the four figures, what is the common observation? The common observation is basically we are shifting the object to one place and we are moving in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, but if you look at the arrangement, after A, B is sitting, after B, C is sitting, after C, D is sitting. So it means all four circular arrangements, they are basically one arrangement. Whether you write A, B, C, D, figure 1, and in second figure also we are having A, B, C, D. Third figure also A, B, C, D, fourth one also like this. But the way they are sitting, suppose we start from here. Okay, this is A. Now, if I take A, B, C, D, if I just now fix this position and these objects, I'm putting them in a line. So A, B, C, D. Now in second circle, so again I'm fixing the position rather than object. I'm fixing the position here. We have D, A, B, C, and in third case also, if all the objects are taken in a line, again I am fixing the position instead of object C, D, A, B, and in fourth one we are having B, C, D, A. But if I compare circular arrangement and linear arrangement, what is the observation? See, in circular case, as I mean said just now, yeah, a minute before, like all the arrangements basically same. Whether you start A from this position or you are shifting one position in anti-clockwise direction. After A, next person is B, next person C, next person D. In all the figures, same arrangement. That means all the four circular arrangements, it is basically only one arrangement. But whenever we take line, we are actually getting four arrangements. So this is the reason being, suppose you take a line, so this point is starting point, this is the ending point. So starting and ending points, they do not coincide. But in the circle, if I start from here, starting point, and again I move in this direction, okay, anti-clockwise direction, I'm reaching again at this point. So it means starting point and ending point, they can coincide. So that's why fixing one object, you can move other three. So the observation here, we can see, she have observed, for each circular arrangement, we have four linear arrangements, right? So it means, yeah, so four linear arrangements. So it means we have four objects, and for each circular arrangement, we have four linear arrangements. That means if we have n number of objects, instead of 4, we can take any number. It means if we have n number of objects, for each circular arrangement, we would have n linear arrangements. Is it clear? We would have n number of linear arrangements. So let's go a little bit further. Okay, so it means here what you can get, if n different things, yeah, just continuing with this. So if n different things, if n different things, n different objects are arranged along a circle, are arranged along a circle, arranged along a circle, for each circular arrangement, for each circular arrangement, each circular arrangement, we have n number of linear arrangements. For each circular arrangement, number of linear arrangement is n. Okay, that is our observation. So it means number of linear arrangement of n different. So from here, what we can conclude, the number of linear arrangements of n objects equal to what? That will be n into number of circular arrangements. Number of, yeah, circular arrangements. Is the point clear? Okay, I'm repeating this. So when we say for each circular arrangement, we have n number of linear arrangements, right? It means for n different things, if n different things are arranged along a circle, for each circular arrangement, number of linear arrangements is n. Or in other words, what we can say, the number of linear arrangements of n objects equal to n times number of circular arrangements. But whenever we take n objects and we arrange them in a line, number of linear arrangements of n objects taken all at a time, that is factorial n, that is equal to n into number of circular arrangements. Okay, so it means we can say number of circular arrangements will be how many? Number of circular arrangements, equal to factorial n by n, that is equal to n minus 1 factorial. So this is one way of understanding. The other way of understanding like this, so that you may just know, yeah, observe this thing also. So as I said, in case of circle, so you can have, yeah, if I write here, I'm just showing it. Yeah. So these 4 objects, okay, if you keep one object fixed, suppose here you keep A fixed, so it means other 3 things can be arranged. So it means if you keep A fixed, so it means you can start from anywhere, because in case of circle, the starting point and ending point can be same. So if you start from A, so it means B, C, D. So let's keep A fixed. So B, C, D, 3 objects can be arranged among themselves in factorial 3 ways. It means if you have n objects, then one object is being fixed at one position. So the remaining n minus 1 objects can be arranged, right? So that can be done in factorial n minus 1 ways. So this is, you can say, the simplest way of explanation, just to keep the concept in the mind. Otherwise, the detailed explanation is like this. So this is one case. Okay. Now here you see, whenever we are arranging the people, arranging the persons in a round table, so A, B, C, D. But if we look at the other way, no, so we do not get the same arrangement. But in case of the other cases, you can say circular arrangement of type 2. I can name it like this: circular arrangement, of type 2. So that can be, the previous one can be taken as type 1. So if I take the type 1, then yeah, this is type 2. So what I can say, suppose for example, you consider the case of garland, okay, flower garland, or you can say necklace. So in these 2 cases, so whenever you see garland, so either suppose you are just making like this, whether you look at this direction or this direction. So this garland is basically, it looks like the same thing. Similarly, in case of necklace also, whether we look at anti-clockwise direction or we look like this also. So in both the ways, we can have the, okay, so you can, any direction you can say. So in case of necklace and in case of garland, flower garland, so whichever direction we look at, so the garland looks same, yeah, the necklace, it looks same. So basically, whether we look at, yeah, look in the direction of anti-clockwise or in the direction of clockwise, so in both the cases, it may be, I mean, flower garland, yeah, it may be necklace. So they look like the same arrangement. So it means, so basically the way we look at the direction, or I mean direction we look at, that is different. Okay. So but whether anti-clockwise direction or clockwise direction, both the arrangements are same. So what we can say, when clockwise and anti-clockwise arrangements are these, in case of garland and in case of necklace, they are not different. So when observation can be made from both the sides, the number of circular arrangements will be what? Whenever you are arranging them, you are arranging in factorial n minus 1 ways. But as I said, whichever direction you may look at, the arrangement is same. So it means the total number of arrangements in which the n number of flowers, we arrange them to make a garland. Yeah, we have, suppose for example, n number of beads, n number of diamonds are there. We are making it a necklace. So it is 1 by 2 of factorial n minus 1. Okay. So let's discuss some questions based on this. So we have considered two types of circular arrangements. In one of the cases, in first case we have discussed n number of people, they are sitting around a round table. Okay. And number of circular arrangements equal to factorial n minus 1. In second case we have studied, so making a flower garland or making a necklace out of some beads or diamonds. So in that case, so in whichever direction we may look at, the garland looks same, the necklace also, it looks like one arrangement. Okay, so in that case, number of arrangements of n flowers to make a garland is half of n minus 1 factorial. Okay, so let's take some questions and we'll solve the questions. So look at the question. Yeah, 5 boys and 5 girls sit alternately around a round table. In how many ways can this be done? So 5 girls, 5 boys, right? 5 boys, 5 girls. So we can take like B1, B2, B3, B4, B5. 5 boys, right? So they are sitting around a round table. So we can write like, no, here suppose B1, B2, B3, B4, B5. So the boys and girls are seated alternately. So we may take like this. The first we have made the boys sitting like this, and the girls can be seated like this: G1, G2, G3, G4, G5. Okay, so now 5 boys can be seated in how many ways? We have arranged the 5 boys first. So that can be done in factorial 4 ways. Okay, now the girls are seated in the gaps. Okay, between B1, B2, G1, between B2, B3, G2. So but these 5 girls and 5 places. So 5 places, 5 girls, they can sit in factorial 5 ways. This is not factorial 4. Okay, just observe. It's not like, no, because we have arranged the boys first. So it means 5 boys around the circle can be seated in factorial 4 ways. We are using circular permutation here. Now we are making the girls sit between the boys, between the gaps. So 5 places, 5 objects, right? So factorial 5. Okay, that calculation part can be done by you. So not just let me proceed. Yeah, is it clear? So also you can do like this. You can make the girls sit first. G1, G2, G3, G4, G5. They can be seated around the round table is factorial 4. Then in the gaps you can make the boys sit. So 5 places, 5 boys. Factorial 5 boys. Clear? Okay, coming to the next question. Yeah. 20 scientists from 20 different Indian states are invited in a round table conference. In how many ways can they be seated if 2 particular scientists are always to sit together? Second part is never to sit together. So 20 scientists from 20 different Indian states. So in how many ways they can be arranged? Okay, so we are not given the total things. First part, let's consider first. So the two scientists, two particular scientists to be seated together. So let these two particular scientists, let them be considered as one. So considering two particular scientists as one means we are having now 19 scientists, right? So these two taken as one scientist, a one person, we have 19. The number of arrangements will be factorial 18. But these two scientists, they can be arranged among themselves. I mean the interchange of the positions, S1, S2 or S2, S1. So that can happen in two ways. Okay, so it means you are getting total number of arrangements equal to 2 into factorial 18. Okay, now coming to second part. So in second part, what you have to see, in how many ways they can never sit together. So since they never sit together, just like in linear permutation case, if they never come together, it means step 1, without restriction, what is the total number of arrangements? Okay, next, in how many ways the two particular objects will be together. Then you can take the difference. That will give you the two particular things never come together. Okay, so now 20 different scientists from 20 different states. The 20 scientists, the arrangement, I mean they are invited in a round table conference. So 19 factorial. This is what? The number of arrangements of 20 scientists. Okay, around the round table. Now in how many ways they can come together? So two particular scientists can sit together in how many ways? That is equal to, just now we found out, 2 into factorial 18 ways. Okay, we want never to sit together. The two particular scientists can never sit together. Will be what? So you can take, it is factorial 19 minus the number of ways they can sit together. Okay, so factorial 18 can be taken common. So 19 factorial is 18 factorial into 19. So you are left with 19 here minus 2. So it means 17 into factorial 18. Okay, so if the calculation is very lengthy, you can just now leave like this, or you can calculate it also. Okay, so next question is, quickly we can. Okay, so find the number of ways in which 11 different diamonds can be arranged to make a necklace. So 11 different diamonds can be arranged to make a necklace. In case of necklace or flower garland, we take number of permutations of n objects taken all at a time is half of factorial n minus 1. So here quickly we can write, here the number of ways will be half of 11 minus 1 factorial, that is equal to 10 factorial by 2. Okay, So the number of ways in which 11 different diamonds can be arranged to make a necklace will be these many ways. Okay. Now next question is, a group of 10 friends invited at a dinner and seats 5 on a round table and 5 more on another round table. Second part is 6 on one round table and 4 on one round table and 6 on the other. Right? Find the number of ways in each case in which the friends can be seated. Okay. So in first case, what we have to see, first of all, 10 friends are there, right? 5 on a round table. So first, one has to select this 5 out of 10. So selecting this 5 out of 10 can be done in 10C5 ways. Okay, selection of 5 out of 10 can be done in 10C5 ways. Okay, now you see this 5 can be arranged, the 5 can be seated on, around the round table will be factorial 4 ways, right? And 5 more on the other round table. But these 5 we are not selecting again because out of 10 we have already selected 5. The remaining 5 can be seated around the round table in factorial 4 ways. So in this case, total number of arrangements will be 10C5 into factorial 4 into factorial 4 ways. Okay, so I'm sure you can calculate this. Coming to second part, 4 on one round table and 6 on the other round table. So 4 on one round table means, so whenever you take 4 on the one round table, so you have to select them, right? So you can take like this, 4 on one round table. That means out of 10, you have to select 4. Take 10C4 ways you can select, and you can arrange this 4 in factorial 3 ways. Now the remaining 6. The remaining 6 can be arranged on the other round table in factorial 5 ways. Okay. Or you can do like this also. If you select 6, so you can select 10C6 and this 6 can be seated in factorial 5 ways, and this 4 can be seated, remaining 4 can be seated around the round table in factorial 3 ways. So you can do in either of the 2 ways, one of the 2 ways, right? Okay, the last question. Find the number of ways in which 6 boys and 5 girls can dine on a round table if no 2 girls want to sit together. So no 2 girls sitting together means, so then first, without restriction, the case where there is no restriction we can consider first. So 6 boys can be taken first. So 6 boys can be arranged, can be seated in factorial 5 ways. Okay, so if I write here, if I just take like this, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6. Okay, 6 boys. Now you see 5 girls. So we are not actually arranging them, right? Because the places left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 gap, 5 girls. So they can be arranged in how many ways? 65 ways, right? So here, yeah, so basically you have to select these, right? So what you can do here, factorial 5 ways you are arranging the boys, right? It's done. Now out of 6 gaps, 5 gaps can be selected. Here you are not arranging, you are selecting. You are not placing 5 in 6 places. You can't do that, because if it is like you can say number of places is more here, right? So 6 places, 5 girls. So you have to select 5 places for 5 girls. So selecting 5 places out of 6 can be done in 5 ways. The total number of ways will be the number of ways, the number of ways in which 6 boys and 5 girls can dine on a round table in how many ways? You can take 6, C5, then this is factorial 5, and after selecting 5 places out of 6, you have to arrange the 5 girls. So these 5 girls can be arranged, can be seated in 5 places in factorial 5 ways. Is it clear? So I'm just repeating 6 boys, because here 6 boys, there is no restriction. We are making them sit around the round table in factorial 5 ways. So we have 6 gaps. I mean 6 seats but 5 girls. So for 5 girls we need 5 seats. So it means here out of 6 places you can select 5 places for girls. So now selection of 5 places out of 6 can be done in 65 ways. Okay. Now after selecting the places, 5 girls and 5 seats. Yeah, 5 places. So the girls can be seated, 5 girls in 5 places can be seated in factorial 5 ways. So total number of ways will be 65 into factorial 5 into factorial 5. 65 equal to 61. It means 6 factorial 5 into factorial 5. Okay, so calculation part is yours. Is it clear? Circular permutations, 2 types we have studied, and these are some of the questions based on those, the concept we have studied. So thank you so much. So I'm sure you understood the concept.